All right, what's good, y'all, man? As y'all know, it came out yesterday. I apologize. I did some videos, man, but I got real sick. Feeling a little bit better today, man. So just want to give y'all an update. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, ACC play. This is big for Georgia Tech, right? This is going to be week 3 of the season. We know they're going to open up with Colorado. The rest of the season, the schedule's supposed to come out this upcoming week. I believe Monday, because today's the 25th, tomorrow's 26th. Yeah, I believe on Monday. But this is interesting, man, because obviously Georgia Tech going to be getting action at home. And a lot of their home games this year, they're playing major ACC opponents. When you look at, what they're doing this year compared to this past season, not saying they didn't, obviously they played Miami, that was a big game, NC State, but it feels like the games at home this year are off the racks, off the chain. We look at teams that are going to come in there. Syracuse is another one. But a big game, man, against Clemson, right? So obviously we'll do a deep dive into this when the season kind of comes around and it gets closer to that point in the game and everything to expect, right? But when you look at Clemson, you look at Tom Allen, new, obviously, defensive coordinator, got some guys returning, right? Going to lose Barrett Carter. Going to be interesting to see kind of how they look defensively in this game with a new coordinator who obviously knows what he's doing. Penn State obviously had a really great year on the defensive side of the ball. Now they get a guy that knows what he's doing and comes to Clemson. Not saying their previous DC did not know, but obviously they wanted to improve some areas. Clemson was not that good in this past year defensively. I think you'll see an improved unit in this game. Next up for Clemson, can Cade Klubnik take that next step forward? We've seen what he's been able to do. We've seen him get hot. We've seen him win an ACC championship. Right, likely going to be his last year with the Clemson Tigers unless he decides to come back, maybe for graduate or anything like that. But likely his last year with the program. This is the year they need him to take a step forward. Right now, obviously, he looked good, got into a playoff, but you need Cade Klubnik to take it up another notch. Right, where you in contention and back into, what we've known the Clemson program to be. So again, those are some early storylines for Clemson, right? Coming into this game, obviously week 3, things can change. We'll obviously talk about other things as it comes. This is an early preview, off-season preview of it. Now for Tech, right? What better way to get a really quality win at home, right? Regardless of what you say, this is the ACC champion coming to your place, right? Coming to your house, right? And I hate last year that they did not play. I think they're always great games, right? That was a game that Haynes King really struggled, right? He had over, I think, 3 or 4 interceptions in that game in Clemson a few years ago, right? So how does he respond? That's a big storyline going for Georgia Tech. How does Haynes King respond after a really good year where he got better? Unfortunately, had injury, but you could tell he got a lot better, compared to the year prior. Wasn't turning over the football, taking what the defense give, very accurate, one of his most accurate seasons as, a quarterback. I think it was like top 5, top 6 in the nation in completion percentage this year. So how does he respond after having a tough game against them a few years ago? Now, obviously, it's a new team, new year. I understand, but that's still a storyline to kind of watch out for Haynes King. How does he look in this one going up against them? And then if you Georgia Tech, right, this is supposed to, I don't want to say this is supposed to be your year, but this is supposed to be the year you take that next step too, right? Back-to-back consecutive winning seasons, 76. You had your arch rival on the ropes in clean old-fashioned hate. You really, if we being honest, I was at the game. They really outplayed them. That's just on the for real. They really outplayed them in that game. You know what I'm saying? So they just came up a little bit short. You know what I'm saying? Couldn't quite, get what they needed. But now you got some guys coming in. The transfer portal, I thought they did a really good job. 2025 class, I thought they did a really good job. So now how do you take that next step forward? We're going to find out, obviously, in this one. And this is a great way to open your ACC play, right? Imagine if you get a win. Now, you opened up ACC play the first game of the season last year, right? So was an ACC opponent, Florida State, right? Florida State didn't have the year they were supposed to have, but a major upset. Let's remember that. A major upset. Not a lot of people took Georgia Tech to win. Remember, Florida State was ranked number 10, coming in, right? We know it imploded and all that. That still was a very key win early on. Can Tech get another key win? Obviously, going to play Colorado. They're going to have another opponent. But can you get a marketable win or a huge win at home against an ACC opponent? That does a lot for your season momentum. There's a lot for you moving forward. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, when it's said and done, Clemson's going to be there, right? Clemson's going to be in the ACC. And we've seen you can have 1 or 2 losses, right? And Clemson always either starts with Georgia or a major SEC opponent. So imagine if you can hand Clemson a loss here. Does a lot for your morale, your psyche. Does a lot moving forward, man. So it's going to be a huge game right here on the flats in Atlanta. I can't wait. Game should be a lot of fun. See who comes out on top. But no better way you want to open up the season early on, open up ACC play and then playing a rival like Clemson. Also got the ties with Tate Harris, formerly committed to Clemson, obviously staying home and coming to the flat. So that intrigue as well. And I think this will be Khalil Barnes, who's a junior. He'll come as well. He obviously played his ball up at Norfolk Coney. So, man, it'll be a lot of fun, man. I can't wait. Should be a great game between two really good opponents and a really good early barometer test to see where Georgia Tech is. How good will this team be this year? If you want to see how good you're going to be, beating an elite team like this is how you do it. An elite ACC team. Say what you want. Already haven't won college football national championships. I mean, they have 2016, 2018, but they haven't won here recently. They're still on. Dabo Swinney is a formidable team. So, if Tech, you can win this, do a lot going forward. And honestly, last thing, if I'm ESPN or if I'm any major network, I'm thinking about putting this game in a primetime slot or in one of those big windows. I really think it's going to draw a lot of attention. And I think you're going to see and you're going to look back like, wow, those two teams were really good when it's said and done. I think this should be a game that should be either in that primetime window, 7 o'clock for ESPN, or it should definitely be in, a primetime day window, 3:30, whatever it may be. These teams are too good not to play, in those windows on TV. So that's just my humble opinion. It should not be a noon kickoff, in my personal opinion. But that's all I got, y'all. Appreciate y'all tuning in, man. That's my latest thoughts.